It's the first week of the show, it's the 3rd episode. I wanted it to be spectacular, basically. I wanted it to be the most amazing date that anyone's ever been on in their life, like the one greatest, worst, craziest night of these two people's lives.
He's a general surgeon in London, and he is at a sort of crossroads, I think, in his life. Stephen has enrolled in this online dating agency and appears to be a little bit, I would say, lost.
Stephen is very, very confident, very articulate, very in control, until the moment that Mia tells him that they've met before, and in fact they met when she was an escort and he was paying her to have sex with him. And so Stephen is quite thrown by this and initially kind of denies it. He says, oh, you know, that wasn't me. But Mia lets him know that it was.
This one is kind of it's quite dark, it's quite twisted. I mean, it feels like kind of a bit Martin Amis or something. It's very, you know, I'm not sure if I like these people, but I'm trying to treat it as realistically as possible, although the things that happen aren't very realistic. It's almost surreal, it's almost too bizarre and a bit scary.
Mr. Kelly?
Sister, this is Dr. Watson. She's the on-call SHO for Guy.
I just wanted to look around.
Right. Well, I wondered if you could come and take a look at Mrs. Blackman.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
It's unusual because it's every episode is a date between two people, and you see it kind of from beginning to end, and they all work as standalone episodes, so people could just watch one and they'll see a whole story.
They are two-handers. It's a rare opportunity to do, you know, dialogue for an actor. It's dialogue-based half an hour drama. So, coming from a theatre background, it's an interesting sort of marriage of the two.
We're not kind of using any tricks or gimmicks. It really does ride on the script and then on the performance. So it's quite unusual for TV in that respect, because it's not, you know, it's making demands on the actors and making demands on us and my crew and everything, but it's also going to make demands on the audience.
I write these characters and they get put on the page in black and white, and then, you know, the director and producers and everyone else have to find people to you know, bring those characters to life, and I'm like really, really looking forward to seeing what Una and Ben do. I've done it in black and white and they're doing it in colour, and it's really interesting to see like what they bring to it.
Una is fantastic. She's an amazing kind of energy force, and you know, Ben Chaplin is an actor I've always admired, someone I know in the real world outside of all of this.
John Mabry's fantastic. He's I know him personally. I knew him personally for a number of years before this. This is the first time we worked together. He's great. He's eccentric. He's calm under fire, and he's incredibly creative. He comes at everything, I think, from a slightly different angle to most people.
Why don't you just chuck in some,
I mean,
chest compression, analysing.
He's been down for.
I really admire Ben for all the hard work and commitment and imagination and research that he did to sort of portray a real surgeon. It was amazing. We had a real crash team. We had a very, 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 very cold hospital. It was really cold.
It's weird, you know, it has the atmosphere of a, you know, 150-year-old hospital. It's got very bad energy and very bad karma, and I hope some of that comes across in what we're filming.
I think shooting on real locations always helps. Just takes a whole factor out of the equation for the actor. You don't have to imagine something, it's there. So that is, generally speaking, the less you have to imagine, the easier the job is.
TV shows, they have the same cast in every week, and you know, you really love like The Family and Shameless, so you go to watch it every week, and every week Frank's in it, and every week, you know, Fiona's in it, and you love spending time with that family, so you go back. So with this, because, you know, you're not going to see the characters that you loved last week necessarily. I mean, you might do, you might not. So it's dangerous, and hopefully the stories we tell are so compelling that even though you loved Mia last week, you're totally going to love the new person you see next week, and you forget all about Mia until she comes back. So that's the difficulty is making sure that every episode is that compelling. It doesn't matter that it's going to be different, that the audience really wants to see what happens and meet the new people that we're going to introduce to them.